Do you know the game? If you ever played that game, the I Have Never game, you think of things, you know, around a table. I've never braked, never bought anything in Marks and Spencer's. And then if you're losing, you just go for the I've never used a tampon.
You're a bloke. That is a winner. That is a winner. I'll remember that tip.
Yeah.
I have.
You've used a tampon?
Are you sure?
You know, spillage.
Oh, mate, what?
Well, I had a bit of an accident on the cooker once.
Sorry, this is getting worse.
No, hear me out. Well, you're boiling something. I was doing something with milk in it, and it boiled over, and it goes in that bit at the back where you can't get your finger in. And if you don't clean it up, if you don't clean that out, it goes rancid and it smells forever.
You used the tampons to clean a cooker?
Because I couldn't get my finger in it.
He doesn't have OCD.
Listen, no.
You do have OCD.
I don't.
You know the bezel on a watch? You know the little arrow thing here? If I have it here, he's fine. But if I put it round, ready? There.
It's like kryptonite.
Get it back in the right position.
You can't bear it if I haven't got that arrow. Look!
Shall I tell you the other interesting thing about tampons? Seriously, has anybody got like an old twin-cylinder motorcycle, parallel twin? You'll know this. You always get a little bit of oil dripping.
Not.
You will. You get a little bit of oil that always leaks out through the seal, and it collects, and then you can't get at it to mop it up. All right, you put a lillet on the end of a screwdriver, Phillips.
Do you carry them round with you on a bandolier? Like a Schwarzenegger arrangement full of tampons just in case.
It's a new application for an existing technology. I'm adapting it like we do with radio.
Go away.
What's you done? I can't stand that.
Somebody...
You can't bear it. You honestly cannot bear it if I do that. Last week, we went to Botswana. I hope you saw it. And the idea of the story was that we were saying you don't need a four-wheel drive car to drive off-road, and you'd be amazed how long an old car can be kept going even when you think it's dead. Unfortunately, it became really a love story. It was the story really of a young man who went out there to Africa and he...
Hang on a minute.
What?
Because I think we can improve this with an old Top Gear prop. Hold on.
What old Top Gear prop?
Just hang on, I'll find it.
Well, you're an old Top Gear prop. How can you...
Oh, no, that.
No, honestly, this will improve it immensely.
I'll start again.
Would you? Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Right. OK.
So, it's the story, really, of a young chap who went to Africa and fell in love with a 43-year-old Opel Kadett who he called Oliver. And they would sit for many hours under the stars, telling each other they had eyes like pools of moonlight. And now he's decided to ship him back. I said him. Ship Eat back to England, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. He's coming home.
Are you going to live in the country together and, like embroider church kneelers?
Are you sure this isn't just, the typical holiday romance? You'll get him home. When you were out there, you thought you had a lovely moustache. You'll get him home and he'll be horrid.
Richard, he only wants a British passport.
Yeah. Or an MOT.
Listen, it's real. He loves me and he's coming home. That's a fact. It just is happening.
I'm going to be sick.
Look at him, there he is, the face. Missing him now. He's on a boat right now as we speak.
I know.
No, you're not offloading.
Bristol. And I know when.
Oh,
Anyway, let's move it on, shall we? McLaren are working on a new supercar. Well, given what's happened in Formula One this year, we've been able to speculate on what that will look like. Here it is.
Yes. So that's a 430 Scuderia, isn't it?
It is,
right.
yes.
And that's a kind of a new version of the 430, and it's a bit lighter than the standard car, a bit faster. It's got the flappy paddle gearbox on it, but it changes gear even faster, which is all great, but it costs £28,000 more than a standard 430.
I know, it brings us back to those lightweight supercars that we were reviewing last week, because what really annoys me is that you buy a Ferrari 430 and you think this is as good as Ferrari can make a car, and then a couple of minutes later they come along and go, no, actually this is.
But it's going to cost an extra £28,000.
But if you give us another £28,000, you'll have a car that's as good as we can actually make it.
Exactly right.
I think it's a bit like that Sainsbury's Taste the Difference cheese.
Now, let me think about
it. Cheese.
Hold on a minute.
No.
No, it's not like cheese.
No, that's not cheese.
No.
This is an analogy. But you go into Sainsbury's and you see cheese, and it costs a certain amount of money, but then next to it there's Taste the Difference cheese, and it's a little bit more expensive, but it tastes really nice.
The bachelor life.
No, but what I want to know is, why don't they just make all the cheese like that? Or do they just make that cheese and then make something that's a bit worse, price it lower and say, here's some rubbish cheese for poor people?
Hang on, I'm confused. So why
are you on this programme?
I'm right, aren't I? It is like, why would you deliberately make the cheese less good than you could make it?
It's a bloody Ferrari!
This is exactly my point. They've deliberately made the F430 less good than they know it can be, so they then bring out a more expensive one and taste the difference on it and sell it in Sainsbury's. Well, they don't actually do that.
No, you confused yourself, you poor old goat. Is it? Sorry.
Right. I'm moving it on. James has plainly gone quite mad. We're getting back to cars, because that's where we're supposed to be.
Anyway, it's time now for the news. You might notice we've got some new furniture and a new telly. Now, the problem is, you see, there was a fire at our storage depot. You might have seen it in the papers. And nearly all of our props got destroyed.
Yeah, and the police are saying, as you can see here, that it was arson.
Yeah, but, I mean, who'd do that? It's not like we've ever upset anyone.
I know. Well, there was the vicar whose tree I rammed in the Toyota pickup truck.
Yeah,
and everyone in Wales, and everyone in Birmingham, and everyone in America.
Yeah.
And while we were making this series, actually, we managed to upset the Coast Guard, who said that we've ruined the English Channel.
Yeah. Hang on a minute.
So, what?
You're not seriously suggesting that the British Coast Guard drove all the way up to Watford and set fire to our chairs, are you?
Would be
No, I'm not. I know who did this.
Who?
Fifth Gear.
Hang on, why?
Can we just look at the evidence? Just last week, OK, it was in the papers, they've rolled a Bedford Rascal van. There it is, OK? Yeah. A year ago, if we look at a shot from Top Gear, we rolled a Bedford Rascal van.
Where did it
They're now saying that one of their presenters has hurt his foot. That's not an accident! We have proper accidents on this show.
Do you think they're a bit jealous?
Yeah, so please, really, Tiff, Vicky, stop burning our things.
Yes.
Can I just say, the seats we used to have were from a Vauxhall Senator. So if anybody out there is watching, they have a Vauxhall Senator.
Well, hang on. You're going to say if you've got a Vauxhall Senator and you don't need the seats, send them to us.
Write to us. I've got a Vauxhall Senator and I drive everywhere standing up.
Yes.
Yeah, BBC, Television London, wherever we are. Wood Lane. I love the way that James has gone into that chair as though he belongs.
Did you notice that?
So I just seeing it go.
Looks like
this is me.
It actually looks like you get one of these with one of these. They just ship them together as a pair.
It's exactly the same as my furniture at home. I'm very familiar with it.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Fifth Gear news. You know, we revealed last week they'd burned our furniture. Well, it turned out that this week, one of their presenters caught fire. Jason Potato.
Plato.
Well, actually, baked potato now. He was belting down the runway at Bruntingthorpe. His car caught fire. He was quite badly injured, actually, to go to hospital. He'd burnt his hand and his face and what have you. We wish him a speedy recovery. I'd just like to say thank you, God. Well, it's a Sunday show. He likes Top Gear more.
No, God's on our side.
I think
he sent his son along this week. Look, Jesus has come.
Has come amongst us.
The Son of God does not go to fifth gear. He doesn't.
That's never been said before.
No. This here is the Honda FCX Clarity, all right? Now, this has, ready, collision mitigation braking.
Brakes.
Yes. They call it. You actually analyse what collision mitigating braking system means. It doesn't mean brakes. However, this is one of the most important cars ever launched. It's actually got a hydrogen fuel cell, so the only thing that comes out of the back of that, all that comes out is water, H2O, that's it. It's completely zero emissions, and really astonishing.
The hydrogen fuel cells are actually extremely clever, much better than batteries, because the fuel cell stack in that develops 100 kilowatts.
It is, and that's, well, that would be enough for your house.
Yeah, well, it would be 100 electric fires, but in my house, I mean, even if you put lots of stuff on, like the immersion heater, the cooker, the telly, the central heating...
Your electric curlers.
My electric curlers.
A gramophone.
And the giant flashing illuminated neon picture of Freddie Mercury.
All of that.
So that would add up to what?
Well, no more than 10.
No, and the point of this car is that not only is it a proper car, drives around like a normal car, but if you could plug that into your house, well, it would actually power a whole street.
Easily.
And only produce water.
The only real problem is that, the only thing that we haven't got yet is a hydrogen filling station.
And the other thing, of course, is that storing hydrogen is tricky, but they're working on ways to make it so you can store it on bits of metal. And actually, that brings me on to something. Children, if you're watching, School tomorrow, if you've got a science lesson and the teacher says, today we're going to do storage of hydrogen, pay attention, because whoever works that out is going to be the richest person the world has ever seen.
Ever.
Because honestly, as soon as they get the infrastructure worked out, that's just it.
Yep.
So if you're watching this in Saudi Arabia, time to break out your camel.
It's back to carpets for you. And now the news, and this just in from Keira Knightley. She says she's disappointed, but she understands. Anyway, on with road safety news. Some Swiss researchers at a university have found that young men drive faster when they hear masculine words. Some particularly dangerous words they've identified are muscle and beard.
What, so they drive faster when they hear those words?
Yeah, when they hear the word beard. But the interesting thing is,
Now, hold on a minute. Are you suggesting that if I see him coming the other way, I will speed up?
Yes.
It's a beard. It is a beard.
You will speed up by 1 mile an hour. But the converse is true, because they slow down again if they hear feminine words such as pink and lipstick.
If I hear the word lipstick, I just assume my dog's got excited again. I have to say, though, Hammond, this would be brilliant, because you know when next time he gives us a lift and we want him to speed up, i.e. always, we just have to sit in the back shouting manly words at him.
What, so just shout...
Power drill.
Work boots. We could lose him his licence, because wait until he's just coming up to a speed camera, lean over and just whisper, big pliers. 100 mile an hour, James May just in a fluster.
And then when we want him to slow down, we just have to use feminine words. Pink.
Fluffy.
Joking apart, though, I think this is actually quite interesting.
If you actually said bra, you'd screech to a halt immediately.
But I think that maybe the reason why I always tend to drive a bit too slowly is that I'm always thinking about the John Lewis kitchen department.
Anyone parked in London recently?
No.
You've seen the problem? No more parking meters now or pay and display. What you do is you pull up and there's a sign, we've got a picture of one here, OK, where you pay by phone for your parking space. Would anybody like me to try that? Well, OK, well, I have brought with me all you need. Got a phone and a credit card. These are what you need, OK? And I've got a microphone so you can hear what I'm doing. Just give me the number. 0870
428
428
4009.
4009. This puts me through to a laptop in India. There you go. I've got a microphone ready. I'll put the speaker on.
Welcome to Westminster's phone parking service. Please enter the 4-digit location number or enter 0 to select your last location.
Right, so it's 8, that's the location number, 8744. Your car's rotting at this point, but here we go, there we are.
Need you to enter your PIN number or the last 4 digits of the credit or debit card that you registered.
My credit card, last 4... I can't read that. I need... Well, you can... Anyone got any glasses?
Tell you what, give it to me, I'll read your number out loud. All of it.
No, you won't be doing it.
And they might need the
I said,
expiry
I've got
date.
reading glasses. Thanks, these in. Oh, yes. They're not reading glasses. No, there we go. 7.
This is to park your car.
You haven't finished yet.
Please press the key on which the first character of your number plate resides.
Eh?
Somebody give me a registration number of one of these cars. That Ferrari, what is it? V12, V. V.
For D, press 1. For U, press 2. For B.
No! You've got to go through the whole number plate, pressing hundreds of thousands of... I promised faithfully the other day, I was in London, I used an entire... Shut up! I used an entire charge of battery just to get... And I got halfway through the number and the battery died. Had to go to a shop, buy a car charger, come back, then finally you get through to a man who goes, no, it's all right, the system doesn't work. He actually admitted, he said, no, it doesn't work, no one can do it. We've got to do something about Ken Livingstone.
It's his fault, obviously.
I've had this plan. Bring him down here, all right, and set fire to him.
Well, that's brilliant. That would do it. That would get rid of it.
Was. We've got the most important piece of news ever. I know you probably imagine we go to wild parties all week. We don't. This week we went on the internet and we found this Porsche Design website. Okay, now it's full of all the stuff you'd expect. They'd have briefcases with Porsche written on them, and wallets and pens that you can buy for £3 anywhere else because they've got Porsche on them. They're £3.5 million each, and it's all full of that complete rubbish. And now we went into smoking tools and we discovered For the Porsche enthusiast.
Boy, have you got to be an enthusiast.
Porsche designed pipe.
These are real, genuine. They cost quite a lot of money, but they come in 4 different colours and different styles. I've spun off in my Porsche, look at that.
Mine won't start properly.
No, of course it will. It's a Porsche, persevere. No, what are you doing, man? No, other way round you. Ah.
It's a 911 Porsche, hot bit goes at the back.
You don't look right with that, but have you noticed over my shoulder?
Oh, no. Look at him, I've never seen...
With the chair, the pipe, we're building up the perfect picture for you, mate. I think next week...
I'll tell you something.
You see, he's pointing.
I haven't actually got anything to tell you, but I just wanted to point at you with my pipe, like pipe smoke. And I'll tell you something else.
Oh, God. That's not gone well.
They are... Jeremy! Hold on! Jeremy! Can I just get quite clear? What you just did as a grown man was light a pipe and put the wrong end of it in your mouth. What are you like on bonfire night? You bloody idiot.
That isn't the end of the news, but we are ending it there. Hey, now listen, you know you two, OK? You know London well enough.
Yeah.
Name for me what you think is the traditional London minicab. What
Minicab.
car?
Toyota Camry.
Nissan Primera.
Yeah.
Hyundai Sonata.
No,
Yeah,
you're
that's
wrong. Oh, God, where are my glasses?
Not again.
Here we go. Somebody has compiled, OK, a list of minicabs registered in London. I've got them here, OK? 17 of them are Bentley Continental GTs. 3 are Maybachs, the big ones, the 62s. And there are 8 two-seater Merc SLs.
Mini.
You want to know why?
Yes.
Because if you register your car as a minicab, you don't have to pay the congestion charge.
But hang on. How much does it cost to register your car as a minicab?
Well, OK, congestion charge, £8 a day, and that's going up, but it's £8 a day now, so that's £40 a week. It costs £27 a year to register as a minicab, and with a one-off application fee of £82.
But hang on, you don't actually have to use your car as a minicab.
Well, I mean, if they're going to come round, they're going to say, are you a minicab driver? Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to test you. Do you know where you're going? No. Oh, well, you are, then.
Do you have to have like a pool of sick and a beaded seat cover in the car to qualify as a minivan?
I hope not, because first thing tomorrow morning, they're getting an application for a Lamborghini Gallardo Spider minicab.
I look forward to falling out of a
Isn't that-
kebab shop and vomiting in it.
That's what I was going to say. No, I vomited in it just now, so it's very appropriate.
New highway codes come along, and it says now that they advise you don't smoke while behind the wheel. Why? I mean, us three all smoke, OK? So nothing to be proud of. The fact is that we all do, and we don't crash. Well, 2 of us don't, so...
Actually, I've given up smoking as well, mate.
Well, there you are. You can't do
have to.
2 things at once.
I can multitask.
You can multitask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you putting your makeup on.
Yeah.
And driving?
And driving.
I've seen you multitask and driving.
No, you can't talk about that on the television.
That isn't in the highway code.
Yeah, well, so the people who wrote the highway code thing, you know, the ones who say if you feel tired, pull off at the motorway services or whatever. So,
You weren't allowed to. Because you can't pull off driving.
sorry,
Pull off.
So they say that, but on the other hand, they say you can't.
There's no way you're going to...
On the other... Just because they can't drive and smoke at the same time doesn't mean the rest of us are all
That
spazzed.
is ridiculous.
No, it is a good point. Although it gives me an idea, because we've got our track here. Why don't we have, like, track days, but instead of getting caught up on how fast you go around and all of that, we just let people smoke while they're driving.
Or put their makeup on.
Or use their mobile phone. All of the stuff you want to do.
Or
while you-
eat a pie.
Yeah.
Round our track.
And speed.
That is fantastic. Now, £100. You're late for work. You think, oh, well, I'm going to make a call. I'll go round the top rear test track. You can make the call, have a pie. Little slice of freedom.
And you don't have to pull off in the services.
No, exactly. And the £100 that you pay us, we can spend on new seats. And that's the end of the news.